So finally, this week, the Switch has been, the Switch 2 has been revealed. And, well, a lot of people, especially out here in the US, are less than satisfied with the reveal because it's being revealed that these games are being rather expensive, like $90 for a hard copy, in a time when economically, not just worldwide, but also here in the US, a lot of people are really hurting. And I'm going to be brutally honest, I am going to be holding off on buying the Switch 2 for quite some time. Maybe let the retail price drop, maybe see if they drop game prices. Now, obviously, for the past while, video games have been, well, they've been pricey. They've gone up from $60 to $70, and now we're going up to $90 a game. And, you know, Nintendo is not my most favorite platform. It's just that a lot of the exclusives I don't really play. I play Super Smash Brothers. I play Legend of Zelda. I play some Pokemon games. So don't get me wrong. I have some stake in the Nintendo game sphere, but I really am more on Xbox and, well, often PC too. And speaking of Legend of Zelda, I think we're going to see some backwards compatibility because they are adding a GameCube plugin, if I'm not mistaken. I've heard rumors of that. I don't really know what they're going to go for with this. We'll have to wait and see. But, you know, there's already Wind Waker HD on the Wii U that I still have. I have a dusty old Wii U that I play Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD. So there goes the incentive to get any backwards compatibility going. And other than that, I'm just going to be waiting on the next Zelda game coming out. And even after Tears of the Kingdom and I think Echoes of Wisdom, obviously they're trying to mix it up a little bit. But I think the next main 3D Legend of Zelda, like the Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Wakers of the bunch, it's going to be a while before we are left blown away because Tears of the Kingdom, I did not mind, but a lot of people were very underwhelmed and had a lot of valid criticisms towards it. But overall, you see it. Nintendo's not heading in a direction that is making gamers excited right now. Nintendo has some serious notoriety. I was going to say notoriousness, but that's not really a word. But I think it's kind of sad because, you know, I remember back in the days of my childhood, the nostalgia areas of Nintendo, the 64, Donkey Kong 64, Star Fox 64, Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, all those were like my childhood. Honestly, I would still like to see a Donkey Kong 64 remake if they can make that. That's honestly on my request. Maybe a Twilight Princess HD that's more modeled after the Wii version of the game with that map variation where we don't have to do Master Quest to have that map variation. There's a lot of things that they can do with the Switch 2, but it's a bunch of what ifs because Nintendo hasn't given any of these ideas forward. And honestly, I'm hoping Nintendo just, you know, they don't even have to give me credit because I think Nintendo knows who I am, but they can maybe put something towards it to at least have Switch 2 going for it. So, because if we're going to be paying what is now going to be a modern day fortune, because even for people who are doing all right, it's the principle of the matter right now. And is the value of any game worth $90 for what we're getting if we could do emulations or something like that? I think it's time where the Nintendo fan base is at a crossroads to the point where it's going to be pick a side. Are you going to keep doing what this corporation's laying out, or are you going to take a stand? Me, I'm taking a soft stand. Now, honestly, I don't want gaming to die out, but it looks like it is way past its golden age. It has been taken over by greed. It's been taken over by microtransactions, all sorts of things that are even legally questionable, to the point where if I would have just said, okay, here's my $90 for a Mario Kart game, and I've played Mario Kart's not even a game that I actually play regularly. I don't play that game. I feel like I would be incentivizing this kind of behavior where I think we kind of need to put, metaphorically speaking, obviously, not literally, don't do anything destructive, please, but at least take a stand with our wallets and vote with that and say, look, we do not consent to this kind of behavior. And I don't want to spread this message out too much. I'm just saying that, yeah, maybe we should, hold off before we give them any more of their money, because we don't want to see these profit margins, shoot up and have them think that they could get away with charging us $90 a game. We kind of got to take a stand at this point and say, you know what? No, thank you. Dial the price down a little bit, at least $60 or even $70 a game would be a start. But like I said, they're not going to change unless we give them reasons to change. But that's what I got to say. Like, honestly, that's where I'm going. My overall solution, hold off on the Switch 2 this year. Honestly, I'm putting that money towards another guitar because I'm going to do things that are kind of non-gaming related, just because I need other hobbies. Because even as an adult, I have played so many video games that it's hard to get that dopamine rush that I used to get as a kid. But I think maybe this might be a time to go invest in something else that's maybe non-gaming related, maybe take a break a little bit. Because honestly, with the way not just Nintendo, but a lot of these gaming companies are acting right now, I think that we really need to, be the voices in the room. Because at the end of the day, these corporations used to work for us and give us products that we used to love. And I like making happy reports on games. And that's why I like reporting on old games, because that's where all the memories were. That's when the time where it made sense, where we were, spoiled even. Maybe these hard times of economy and games can make us a little bit more grateful too when things hopefully go back to the way they used to be. I'm not getting my hopes up anytime soon, but you catch my drift. It's I want to go back to the time where we could actually enjoy games and the gaming community wasn't so, I guess you could say, burnt out emotionally and financially with all the stuff they're throwing at us. But yeah, honestly, I'm holding off on, buying any sort of Switch or anything like the Switch 2 or anything. In fact, honestly, I might not buy any Nintendo products for a while because I already have all the games I could ask for my first Switch and even the Wii U. But that's what I got to say. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out, and make a conscious choice. And if you really don't like the prices they're shifting, let Nintendo know that, because at the end of the day, you might be, to the CEOs of anything, right? Whether it's a gaming company or anything, when you're the guy in charge or you own a company, you do work for your clients. You do work for the people who buy your product. And it's always a smart choice to listen to the consumers, because I want to see a world where, once again, we're happy to buy these products. They give products with love and coherent stories and everything like that. Something that I could have presented to my kids so they had similar memories that I did with the Nintendo 64. I just want to, find at least the first stepping stone. And I think that is what it is. The first stepping stone to at least putting them to some sort of standard, because the more we let them get away with this, the further they're going to push away from what used to be. So just remember, these CEOs and these big companies, they do work for us in a sense. We buy their products, we consume them, and we deserve better for our faithfulness to these companies. But peace out. I'll see you on the next one, and cheers.